Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. I'm going to be looking at Gemini, sun signs, rising signs. If your moon is in Gemini, then this reading might resonate for you. So we've got a few things happening, well, a lot of things happening for you, Gemini. Of course, the sun went into Gemini on the 20th of May, and we had Mercury begin its retrograde passage on the 29th of May. You also have an eclipse, an annual solar eclipse in your sign, and we've got the new moon in Gemini in June on the 10th, so 10th of June. So all of these things add up to, you would be feeling Mercury retrograde in your sign. That could bring forward delays. Mercury retrograde, they affect people in different ways. For example, sometimes I'm acutely affected by Mercury retrograde. Others I can breathe through the retrograde without too many problems. So I'll leave that up to you as to how Mercury retrograde might impact on you. But you do have a new moon in Gemini. New moons are when we set our goals and intentions for the coming months. We also look back at what has been what we have left behind and hopefully learn those lessons. The annual solar eclipse on the 10th of June in your sign is something that may impact on you in some way. We can drill down on that in the cards. So for some for some Geminis, it could be an eventful month in June. I'm not necessarily saying that Mercury retrograde is going to be a bad thing. It actually goes direct. I'm not sure if I gave you that information, but it starts to move direct on the 25th of June. So if you're one of those Gemini people who really are affected, then, toward the end of the month, things should ease somewhat for you. But let's get some of those messages and drill down through the Shaman Dream Oracle and then via the Silver Era Tarot. Okay, what are the messages from Spirit for Gemini for the month of June? Don't be left behind is what I'm seeing or hearing. At the same time, make sure you're not going to be left out. I don't think that's going to happen to you, Gemini, because you're the sign of communication. You're going to speak up, and perhaps that's the message, to speak up. If you feel you are not being given what's due to you, or noticed, or rewarded for something that you've done, don't allow yourself to be looked over. Looked over. That's correct. Okay, that's the image that I'm getting. Looked over, perhaps sidelined in some way. Okay, what are the messages coming up for Gemini? So we have the lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. You could be checking something out. You could be looking at doing something new. You could be doing some research into something. Basically looking at what's before you and making decisions from that, from what you're discovering. When you look at the lay of the land, you take that far-sighted view. Now, ancestral wisdom means just that. Call on that ancestral wisdom. If you have important decisions to be made this month in June, then call on that ancestral wisdom to help you make those decisions. Eye of the needle intentionality. There is something almost not microscopic here, but because what is the eye of the needle? The smoothest thread can get through an eye of the needle. So intentionality will be very important for you this month. It somehow smooths the way for you, the way ahead. So there could be some precariousness that you're negotiating in June, Gemini. And setting your intention, even visualizing the smooth passage of a major decision that you have to make will all be, because I'm getting the sevens here. You could have been, there could have been something in the past that makes you a bit wary of this decision. But making sure you've got all the information, the lay of the land, setting your intention that it's going to be a smooth passage will all be helpful, will all avoid past obstacles. You won't be tripped up twice. And heart of home, compassion. If there is another 7, some of this this passage, this could be filled with obstacles, but it won't be, because you're gonna be very intentional in how you move forward. Could have to do with personal relationships, family relationships, even negotiating tricky family relationships. Here is another 7. So we have 34 adding up to 7, 17, and we have 27. So the sequence is 7, 8, 9, and of course we know 10 ends cycles. If you do this right in June, it's kind of like lesson learned, tick it off, don't have to go back and do that. At the base of the pack, we have Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. Yeah, for some Geminis, it is around these close relationships, but you really, the counsel here is to look at what you've learned from these similar situations, or even the same situation, because for some Geminis, it is this repeating family pattern. You get it right this time, you won't have to go back and do it again. So let's see what is specifically coming up for Geminis in the month of June. Gemini, month of June. Obstacles, challenges, themes, what's coming up for Gemini in the month of June. Okay. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Your focus could be on stability within the home. The Queen of Pentacles is like the mother figure that comes in and makes sure that the fires, are going. Make sure that there's food on the table. It is hearth and home. Now that came forward in the Oracle cards. So there is a situation close to home that's going to need your input. Again, the draw to family. Challenged by the Four of Wands. So you could have, for example, a family reunion coming up. And there could have been some tricky personal relationships and that you've sort of kind of fell in a ditch over in the past. Things haven't quite worked out. But you've got an opportunity this time to do something in a different way, Gemini. Foundation of the reading is 6 of Swords. If you do this, you will bring forward healing. So the strength is moving out of troubled waters. The strength is actualizing some sort of healing for yourself, number 6. And in the past, we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, this is to do, for some Geminis that I'm talking with, it is or reading for, it could have to do with children. There could have been a truth come forward that, that maybe precipitated a falling out. This can also be gossiping as well. And, when I say don't be overlooked, some of this could be speaking out when you see injustice, to speak out against that. Now we have the moon here, so there is an emotional aspect to the month for you. The new moon is in your sign. Setting intentions came forward very strongly. So setting your intentions around that 10th of June time, about how you want to go forward, about what you're prepared to fall down the rabbit hole in and what you're not. I get a really strong pull to doing something differently in June. If you do something the same old way, you're going to get the same old response. If you do something different, you could get a new response. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. The you will be reviewing something. This could even have to do with money, family and money, or income, around your income at work. It could even be around budgeting. The Seven of Pentacles is when something's not quite working as you want it to work, and you go back to the drawing board and you make another plan. So be your immutable sign. Be flexible in June is what I'm feeling. The Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. Stability, and could be a theme for you, ensuring that you've got stability at home and making those steady efforts to move forward. That Knight is very reliable. He gets to where, or she gets to where they're going by not rushing into anything. Remember, we had that lay of the land. The environment around is the Ten of Pentacles. Definitely family themes are coming through here, and could even be money issues as well. The Ten of Pentacles basically says that you've got what you need, or you might be making decisions about getting what you need. The counsel here is to take it steady. No rushing in. There could be some financial decisions that you're about to make. Don't rush into it. Check out the lay of the land, and slow and steady, of course, will win that race. Yeah, there's a fear around money. This is in the hopes and fears, the Ace of Pentacles. Have you got enough? Will you have enough? You could even be making superannuation or retirement decisions as well. Yeah, okay, 10. So we've got a 10 of Swords in the outcome. This is concluding a cycle. Remember, I said you had 7, 8, 9, and there's a 6 here. So it seems to me you're bringing something to a close in relation to perhaps a thorny family situation, or even a financial quandary, not knowing what to do. You're going to do the right thing, I feel. The Nine of Wands, this is a gift. It's about putting your boundary up. It's about saying no. So you could be also being overly generous to people in a financial or any other way. Could even be with your time. And you need to say no. You need to put those boundaries up. So to avoid the same thing that has happened in the past. Now we've got the Four of Cups. So there has been this loss in relation to this situation. But look what's coming out to... really, if she'd only turn around, she could take that cup. So while there's been disappointment in the past, you've got an opportunity to do something differently this month. And there's something on offer if you do. One more card, please. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. You'll shift an older pattern and an old situation that keeps reoccurring with regularity. You'll shift it out of that karmic cycle. You'll break the binds of that once and for all. And as a result, you then begin a new cycle, and this is a far more fortunate cycle for you. Now, at the base of the pack, we have the Seven of Swords, and the Star. So really, this is around a close relationship that maybe has run into some difficulty. There's healing. You've got the Star and you've got the 6. There's 6 of Swords. There's healing on offer for you. And we've got the Lovers. It's a situation that there's a high degree of anxiety. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. We've got the King of Pentacles here at the base of the pack. It's giving you grief, basically, as they say. And you have to make a decision about something in relation to that relationship. Go back and look at what you did in the past and learn the lesson for that and do something differently this time. Get the information, gather your information, check out the lay of the land, and set your intention as to what you want to happen, because this is when we move into the strength of this situation, the Nine of Wands. You'll bring this cycle to an end. It seems to be a karmic cycle, and you will therefore, once that is ended, leave yourself open to new beginnings. So that's the reading for you this month, Gemini. let's see how it all pans out. But thank you for joining me.